Start recording. All right.
You know what sucked? Coming down here in the dark.
Video. Okay.
Should be going to bed now.
Still working.
Oh, yeah.
Ask
Right, everybody wants everything done now. And now that it snowed, oh, Jesus, let's really get it done. Mud everywhere. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
And that and the lack of Andrew still farting around and not getting these other
We
things
can
done.
hear them, and they should.
Yeah, I just unmuted it.
Did you unmute it?
told
Whole session, I unmuted it, I did.
13th, or the
You're not
12th,
the host.
the 13th, I'm going to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And then that Sunday, I got a birthday.
yeah. Oh, but
Yeah.
You hear me, Denise? Hello.
he was gonna stay much longer than
You
Sunday.
hear me?
Was my foot.
We always did a weekend anyway.
Yeah.
Denise, where's the volume on your computer?
Where is it?
Yeah.
It's on my speaker, I do believe. On the speaker to the right of my desk.
You're not muted, are you?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You can't have it only on
All
that
right.
day.
There's somebody that wants
Hello.
to come in, Steve.
I,
There's somebody that wants to come in.
yeah.
I don't know who it is.
Denise, you hear me?
We can hear you.
Ask him if he can hear you.
Can you hear me, anyone?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can hear you.
Yeah, Denise, you might want to center your, the frame of your, you can only see your eyes.
I know, I want to get Mike in there. I'm doing that on purpose.
Oh, okay.
Where are you?
All right. We have a guest here. It's 673-6924. And
Yes,
who is that?
Richard Hunt.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hunt.
He can hear you.
All right. So we're recording this meeting. It appears that everybody's hooked up.
I still have the chair.
Introduce those present. Got Ann Edgley's on. Barry
Steve.
is on. Bob, hi, Steve. Bob's on. Bob Best, Steve Edgley, Joshua Lockhead.
Lockhead, yeah.
Okay, sorry. And Deanne Menier and
Yep.
James Douglas and Richard Hunt. So let's start the meeting, and I may have to interrupt as people come on. We'll start with calling the meeting to order. My name is Steve Barrett, and the other two select boards members are with me is Jerry Waterman and Richard Gosselin. First item up on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of 10-1.
Did you call the meeting to order yet, Steve?
I did.
Okay, sorry.
That's all right.
I make the motion to approve the minutes of 10-1.
And I'll second that.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the minutes of 10-1. Any admissions, corrections, or errors?
I didn't see it.
Okay, hearing none. All those in favor of approving the minutes as printed signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Passed unanimously. Next item up we got is an alleged open meeting law violation by Barry. And I have that right here. And I will read this complaint, that violation. And it's against the public body of Newport Center, Vermont for an alleged violation of Vermont's open meeting laws. And then he references the 1 VSA section 314. Any person aggrieved by a violation of that law must provide the public body with written notice that alleges specific violations and requests a cure of such violations. The complainant's name is Barry Shahajian, 46 Vance Hill Road, Newport Center, Vermont, 05857. Public body that is alleged to have violated the law is the Select Board, Steve Barrett, Jerry Waterman, and Richard Gosselin, which was not present at the meeting that he is referencing here. The alleged specific violation. In enacting this subchapter, the legislature finds and declares that public commissions, boards, and councils and other public agencies in this state exist to aid in the conduct of the people's business and are accountable to them pursuant to Chapter 1, Article 6 of the Vermont Constitution, as established July 9th, 1793. Article 6, that all power being originally inherent in and consequently derived from the people, therefore all officers of government, whether legislative or executive, are their trustees and servants, and at all times in a legal way accountable to them. And we go into the details and the cure. On October 1st, 2020, at a regular select board meeting in Newport Center via Zoom digital meeting, I, Barry Shahajian, was on the agenda questioning the select board chair, Steve Barrett, on details of an ongoing issue of a water system project. This project involves hundreds of thousands of dollars of government grant money in which the select board chair and town clerk are exclusively handling at meetings that allegedly are not compliant with open meeting laws. At this October 1 select board meeting, I was on the agenda to get answers to questions for myself and many other resident municipal water users who have been asking and not getting answers for years. When I sought to get answers and accountability at the meeting, I was repeatedly interrupted by the select board chair, Steve Barrett, and the town clerk, Denise Daigle, with statements like, "Are you finished?" After speaking for just moments, or by the town clerk, who would interject by asking the Steve Barrett to answer his question, which he allowed. The town clerk would then be evasive, vague, and dodge the questions. I was also muted multiple times by the select board chair, Steve Barrett, creating chaos, confusion, and interruption while I was speaking. I feel that being muted numerous times and eventually blocked from the meeting altogether by Steve Barrett, along with the diversion and question dodging by the town clerk, is a willful effort to keep myself and the town residents from the transparency of how they are handling the money and contract negotiations of this $1 million water system update that has been going on since 2012. This with literally no transparency and alleged open meeting law violations. The townspeople want to know details and are being denied by deceptive and evasive practices such as described above. Aside from the alleged non-compliance of the open meeting laws and our Constitution, I feel this is not in the spirit of our democratic system designed to allow debate and disagreement to work out differences. I have a video of this meeting at my website, townnewport.com, with timestamps to numerous instances of being muted and finally being excluded from the meeting to verify what I speak of in the complaint. The cure. Schedule a special meeting where the select board and the town clerk would be accountable and answer the questions that the town has been denied, as well as to discuss open meeting law allegations and work towards complying to the laws. This complaint is not the first. I have filed for issues of transparency with similar cures of simply addressing issues with the townspeople at an open meeting. It is always responded to by the select board in a unanimous vote, of non-wrongdoing, as I expect will happen at this response to complaint special meeting. They make no effort at all to be our trustees and servants and at all times in a legal way accountable, which is our Constitution. All right, so I'll make a motion that open meeting law violation occurred. Is there a second? Hearing no second, I will now make a motion that no open meeting law violation occurred.
I'll second that.
There is a motion has been seconded. Discussion.
Steve, somebody's waiting to be admitted in the,
Yep, just a minute, I'll get it. And it's Michael Mariner.
Mike Maynor.
Yep. And you can do that too, Denise, being co-host. I believe you can let them in,
Okay.
okay?
Who seconded that motion?
Jerry did.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
May I speak?
Just a minute, Barry, I'll get you on. No discussion. Barry, would you like to speak to?
You think something's funny over there, Mr. Best?
Do you want to say anything to this?
Yes, I would. First of all, it's been made clear by the select board, they are not going to comply to the open meeting laws, which is our constitution, basically, just rehomogenized so the people can make complaints against constitutional about when they feel their
Which one
rights
is it?
Constitution have been violated. First of all, the main problem here is transparency. We are not getting transparency. I've been fighting over it for years. And when I ask questions, it's always a struggle, and there's always a way to avoid it. And it's not going to stop. I am not going to stop. I'm not going to let you and Denise deny our rights to transparency. We have the right to know, and I shall continue. And if I have to file 20 more complaints, I will do so. And I'll tell you something, the open meeting laws, Steve would like us to think that they're not important. But if you go on the state level and talk to state people, they think it is the utmost of importance, and they take it very seriously. He thinks he would like the town to think that I'm some type of troublemaker, but I am not. I am filing complaints because our rights are being violated a lot. And I don't know, a lot of people, and what disturbs me is people are actually afraid of Steve Barrett through his intimidation. And this disturbs me. I've heard it several times now. And, he has a way of intimidating when you ask a question he doesn't want to answer. And I'm going to discuss a specific point of that in a little while. So I'm asking the people. Okay. So I'm going to continue. I know I got a little screamy on the last meeting, but it's frustration. I was frustrated because this has been going on for so long, and it's just a simple, we deny it. Well, I want to remind you again, every time you deny an open meeting law complaint, it becomes evidence which builds up of your willful non-compliance of the law. I have on one meeting, my cure is to discuss, have a meeting and discuss the laws. And Steve said, we're going to stay the same. So what he is saying is we're not going to comply to the laws. Denise also has that same feeling, I think, still. I had a personal conversation with her, and she said, we're a small town, and we've been doing things the same way for a long time. However, our Constitution happened in 1793. I think the Constitution has been around a little longer than you being on the select board. So this is a serious issue. The people have rights to know. We don't get answers. And I want to know, in particular, my thing is, the expenses on the water committee, which are totally been kept secret in illegal meetings, $3.75 million spent, and we have no idea. No records were taken. According to Denise, she didn't have to. And this is my money. I want to know that I have to pay this back for the rest of the time I'm going to be here. And I'm not allowed to know how the money is spent. I'm not allowed to know the details. Nope. And now we're still going on. We're still struggling. We got all of these, we need to know. And you're going to be getting some questions. And if you don't want to answer them, no problem. I'm not going to argue. I'll simply file more complaints. And eventually it will wind up in a superior court. You got a problem, Bob Best? Everything's
No.
seems
Very
pretty funny.
Discuss with me.
Okay, Steve.
Not you, the board,
Bob Best,
Steve.
last year, wait a minute. Steve, last year, for 6 months, Bob Best came to every meeting and laughed, waved his arms, and shook his head, and you never brought the meeting to order. It was disturbing. And other people didn't like it either. In particular, I remember Rick Gosselin said, "What's he doing?" My wife
Excuse
didn't like it.
me, we have a motion on the floor that we are discussing relative to an open meeting law violation.
Right. Okay. I want to bring this up again. I want to know why you never brought the meeting to order when he was doing that for months on end. I'd like to know.
This is not in your allegations of an open meeting law violation.
Oh, yeah, sure. You're slick. You avoid everything.
I'm
Bob
not
Best.
avoiding it. I just made the motion and we're discussing your open meeting law violation.
Okay, I'd like that answer to the question of why you never brought him to after in today's meeting. I'd like to know. Laughing like this, like it's incredible. It's incredible. I can't believe I'm doing that, But anyway, yeah. So we have to know these things. We have to know, and I will be asking. I'm going to be looking for documents from Elliot Aldridge. I'm going to be looking documents for them. And by the open meeting law, even though they're in their possession, Denise has to get them as long as you're who can contract. That was an update on the open meeting law. So I want to see some documents. I want to see how this rate structure is working. I want to see, no more mystery. We want to know what's going on. I want to see how these numbers are working. But no, we can't do that. And I will file a Records Act complaint, which is a little more serious, Public Records Act. If I don't get the documents I need, I'm asking you, Denise, to cooperate with me on that. And don't say, well, it's their documents. And I will quote you the law that says that you have to get them as long as we are in contract with them. And that's the way it's going to be. And I'm not going to argue anymore. I'm going to be all legal. And you will be spending, if we don't get some transparency and some compliance to these laws, they are laws, and you are cheating us out of these laws, part of which is transparency. And so, I don't like the money being handled and in secret meetings, and we don't know what's going on. Not the way it should be, not the way the law says it is. And I'm going to pursue this. So if you don't want to, I really think, what would be the reason that you wouldn't tell us? Think about that. That's what a resident asked me. What would be the reason that they wouldn't tell us, answer questions about expenditures? And what would be the reason they don't comply to the open meeting laws? What I think it is because if they comply to the open meeting laws, they would have to be accountable. You just heard about that? And they would lose part of their control. They want total control of the money. We don't know what's going on. They spend it. I remember when I first did my website and I had nothing, I knew nothing about, I never had been to a meeting and any time in my life. And this woman wrote me and she said, quote unquote, I don't remember her name. I wish I did. And I lost the email. I think her name was Barbara. She said, they treat the money as though it is their private slush fund and don't let us know what they are spending it on. This was a resident. And
Barry,
Still
excuse
going
me,
on,
but
still-
you do know that if we deny your open meeting law complaint, that you have other recourses.
absolutely,
appeal.
I know them well, and they're gonna come
Okay,
around
and-
sooner or later.
And instead of filing 15 open meeting law
No,
complaints,
no, no, wait a minute.
why don't
Wait a
we
minute.
move it up the ladder a little?
No, I'll tell you what. Don't tell me what I need to do. That's several times you
No,
told
if
me.
you'd like to bring
You don't
caution
tell
to it,
me,
get
you
the
don't
answer.
tell me what I need to do. I don't want suggestions for you. I know I know the laws, and you're just looking for a quick. First of all, do you really think if we went to a Superior Court trial, it would end? First of all, I will win. I would win, and they would kick your rear, because you go for a judge. They go by laws. They say that you're not complying with laws. You ain't got much. You ain't got much to fight about. And I think I can prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt. 10 complaints, every single one of them. What do I just make this stuff up? I want to know things. I want the other people in this town not to fear you with this, with this intimidation and, your favorite tool. So
Okay. Thank you,
yeah,
Barry.
yeah, well, don't worry. We will get to a trial sooner or later. There are a lot of options, and there are people that will help us. It's called egregious, when in an egregious case of a select board. I think we've gone beyond that.
Barry.
All right,
So don't worry.
we
We'll
have a
take care of
motion
it.
on the floor. All those in favor of the motion, and I'll read it back, it is that no open meeting law violation occurred. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Motion carries. There has been no violation of the open meeting law. Thank you very
That
much.
is there has been an alleged open meeting. You do not make that call. We will bring it before a judge sooner or later. I'll tell you, and I thank you, gentlemen, for giving me another great piece of evidence. This one's good. I like this one.
That's fine. We're moving on the agenda, and we have appearances by local citizens and visitors. I don't know if the people that are all on there, I'm trying to get everybody unmuted here, or asking to unmute. You can mute yourself back up if you want. But is there anyone that would like to bring something before the board under appearances by local citizens? We have people scheduled under different areas, but this is where if something has popped up that they can bring it to our attention.
Yeah, I'm on that. Is that the
Steve
separate thing?
Edgley has his hand up.
I beg your pardon?
Steve Edgley has his hand up. I don't know if you can see that or not.
No, I didn't, but Steve, can you go talk to
Yeah.
us?
I've been to meetings in Newport before I came in the Newport Center, and I've been to some since. And I believe that the Vermont League of Cities and Towns allows the public 20 minutes, period. And it's set up so people don't monopolize the meeting. Is that true, or?
Well, it's up to the chair to establish time limits. And when those time limits are put down, we tell somebody at the beginning of the meeting, you have 5 minutes. That's it. And then you have to kind of be rude and shut them off. But so we're kind of a small town. We're working our way through this Zoom thing, and we're pretty close to being on the agenda the way it's printed. So,
Okay, just thought I'd bring it up.
yep. Thank you, Steve. Anybody else want to bring anything before the? Okay, hearing nothing. Barry is on there specifically for a disbursement question and a delay on the water system billing rate structure and official town website non-compliance. And on the website, he did bring to our attention that we were not putting the minutes and the agendas on the website, and that is a violation of having a website. You either put the agenda and minutes on, or you take the website down. So we have been putting the minutes and the agenda on moving forward, and we'll try to get them all back on there as we move along. But we were in non-compliance, and we have taken care of that. So
Very
Barry,
good.
I'll
Very
let
good.
you.
I agree with that. I'm happy about that. You know, and I want to remind you on that, when I try to give Denise advice after, first of all, I offered to build a website for absolutely free in exchange for a contract to maintain the website. And was trying to explain that to Denise. If you have a website, you've got to think in terms of content. And I looked at your website and, you know, it's got 6 or 7 blank pages. I mean, that was my point in particular. And you said, you know, we're not trying to sell anything. That was, there we go with the intimidation again. First of all, Steve, do you know what a certified Google partner is?
No.
Well, it's somebody who is considered an expert on Google and website optimization and lots of laws. You know, that would be me. For you to tell me, you know,
Yeah. You have questions relative to the disbursement?
yeah, I do. But, you know, I don't like that type of intimidation used when I had every right to speak when about a $4,000 expenditure. I was trying to talk to Denise, and once again, you said, we're not selling anything. Intimidation and belittlement. You know, I don't like that. I don't like it. You know, and okay, here's my thing about disbursements. Now, Denise, I pay close attention to these monthly disbursements, and what we need, when I respectfully asked you to do from here on out, is not use acronyms. We need to know specific labeling on the expenses so the people in town can understand exactly what they are for. You know, MSRKD, it doesn't cut it. You know what I mean? And if you could be more specific, I'd appreciate it, because if you don't be more specific, I'm going to be, you know, emailing you and asking you, and it'll cause you extra work anyway. So I think maybe if you could just modify your accounting method a little to use the whole thing. I don't know what you use. If you're using cut and paste, I mean, you only have to do it once. That's one thing I'm asking you to do. And, you know, everyone pays real close attention to that. They like it and they discuss it. And anyway, I was looking at the disbursements this month, and I saw Glover's Family Market invoice, roads and office, $552.81. So I was asking myself, what could they sell at Glover's Family Market for roads and office at $552.81? So I'm not saying anything was wrong. I'm curious, and I'd like to know the answer to that. So I have to ask you that, Denise.
Denise, did you hear his question?
Yeah, is he gonna let me answer? Can I
I
speak?
haven't said a word. I've been waiting.
That was, if you would look at the bill, she did not bill us for over a year. It's for miscellaneous items that we buy at the store. Batteries for the clock, battery for our mouse, toilet paper, paper towels. Mike buys gas for our screener down at the pit. Mike buys ice to pack his samples for water and sewer. Trying to think of what else. Yeah, the listers buy miscellaneous stuff down there. They have a camera that they go out on the road on. They need batteries for that.
Could I please see an invoice on that?
Yeah, duct tape, to duct tape Mike's boxes that he mails out.
Does Mike get his gasoline from Glover's for the pickup?
Not for the pickup.
Okay.
So I would like to see an invoice on that amount of money if I could, please.
Sure, email me that request and I'll be happy to scan it and email it back to you.
Okay. You know, like I'm not, you know, we have the right to know about expenditures, and I'm going to be questioning a lot of expenditures lately. So, and post them on my website, because my mission is transparency, and I'm going to work on it. And as far as the website goes,
Somebody shoot him.
anyway, yeah, I've updated the website. I mean, Bob Best told me it was a terrible website, and I took a look at it, and I wouldn't go as far as to say it's terrible, but the navigation was all a mess, and it had a lot of stuff, tons of things I should archive, which I did. I cleaned it up and made it nice. And also, I would like to remind everybody that I now have the Town Newport YouTube channel. It has 50 videos of meetings going back to 2016. And one more thing I wanted to know about, this, Steve mentioned on the last meeting, he mentioned that, during the time of 2015, that it was an emergency time because of the water system. Well, I took very close, I took a lot of documents at that time and videos, and I remember and can prove this with documents and video, that there was a preliminary assessment that was that you paid for from Elliot Aldridge, which is never employed, or only partially or only a little. You paid 20 grand for that. And then, you never used that. And then when these problems happened, I remember, and I have videos, that there was an auxiliary well. And you could have turned that on, but Steve said, quote, "It'll cost you $46,000. He was reluctant to do it and never got done. The water hauling went on for 4 years at $6,000 a month. And all the time, there was plans to fix it. There was obviously money. You spent $400,000 on hauling water instead of fixing it. And this is document. And now we're starting all over with not knowing what's going on and lots of money being spent. We don't know that either. So I dispute that emergency. There was no emergency. What I feel there was neglect to take care of business, because $6,000 is a lot of money every month. And I don't know who was handling the money or where it was going, but a lot of that kind of money, there's always a problem. And for 4 years, so I dispute that emergency.
Thank you. We're
statement you have.
on the agenda.
You want to turn me off when I'm telling something that disturbs you, huh? That's all
No.
right. I'll go now.
Thank you. There are documents in this town, and they are available for anybody. And if anybody has any questions relative to what Barry is saying, they're more than welcome to talk to me, Richard Gosselin, Jerry Waterman, or Denise Daigle. We will answer those questions for you.
I just heard it.
Oh, you can go on my YouTube channel and see all the meetings that were relative to what would happen. Exact. And that would give you a real good idea. They're all labeled well. They're
Thank
there.
you very much. All right, moving on in the agenda, we're water, sewer, solar panel report. And the first item up we got is Mr. Douglas, and
Did Deanne Munoz want to say something? I see that she was lit up.
oh,
No,
Did-
I had nothing to say.
Okay, sorry.
sorry. Mr. Douglas, can you hear us?
I can. Hey, Steve.
All right, welcome.
Hi, James.
Hey, Denise.
See, I don't have his picture, but that's all right. You got it? Must be
Yep.
on your computer, not mine. All right. So continuing the discussion, if I remember correctly, at the last meeting, we had brought up that it was probably around 5-acre parcel somewhere in there around the reservoir that we are very interested in purchasing from your family. And I think you were going to talk to your family, and we were going to get the water board involved. And I believe we sent them an invitation to this meeting to be on. And I don't see any of the water board members on.
That's probably okay, Steve, because the reason I wanted to come tonight is let you know that I have talked to the family. We're not ready yet to get back to you officially. So
Okay.
unfortunately, I'm here to tell you I'm going to ask for another month, please.
That is fine. I am full aware of how government works. And if you want to take a year, like usually stuff does, it will eventually work out.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. So
I'll
we'll put
send
this
you an
on
agenda.
hold until we hear back from you. How's that?
James,
good.
do you want to
Thank
be on the agenda for December?
Probably not on the agenda. You can let me know if you let me know when the meeting is. Maybe I'll have an answer by then.
Okay,
But probably not on the agenda until we're ready.
okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you. All right. Next item up was Bobby LeMay. Did he, I don't see him come on. And did he bring anything forward for you, Denise, or?
No, he just made a request to be put on the agenda every month under water and sewer.
Oh, every month?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And Mike's in there with you. A question for Mike. Have you had any issues over there after the repair?
I haven't heard anything from him.
Okay, great. And next item up is Aldrich and Elliott Asset Management Grant Update and Rate Structure Update and Agreement. And I believe that is Michael Mariner, and I don't have his video has been muted.
Yeah, sorry about that. I can't get my webcam to work with Zoom here.
Oh, that's fine.
Joshua Lockhead from the state of Vermont. He administers the asset management program. He's on. I believe he had a little more to say here. I can certainly answer any questions or whatever you have here. And I believe that you also have our proposal for the billing and rate structure, but it might just make sense to get to Joshua here first, if that
Yeah,
seems.
we do have it here. Did Joshua get a copy of it?
That's not relevant to his work. I think he just wanted to talk a little bit about the asset management planning work we're doing.
Oh, okay.
That's
Then I'll
correct.
turn it over to Joshua.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Michael. Hi, everybody. We would have met much sooner in this process, but things are weird. So anyways, to start, I wanted to ask of the board and the water system kind of what you're hoping to get out of the asset management program. Essentially, why did you sign up for it?
Okay.
Mike would have the answer to that.
I didn't hear the question.
Oh, he wants to know why we wanted the asset management grant, why we applied for that grant.
We applied for it so we could just learn about how we're going to pay for our infrastructure improvements in the future and what they're going to cost us.
Okay, thanks. And just semantics, but it's not a grant, it's a forgivable loan. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. And then also, so next questions are kind of like, have you guys started, anything? And this will go maybe more to Michael. Any sort of mapping, have started any mapping or inventory assessment, level of service, any sort of that stuff?
No, one of my concerns or issues were on the asset management is getting life expectancy of the equipment.
Yes.
And, replacement costs, being able to budget in the future so that we can cover those costs without a large, slam into the system or whatever. If we can kind of plan down the road, it's just going to make everything go smoother.
And that's kind of the ultimate goal of these type of programs, is to give you that information to help you make better decisions.
Right. And while we put meters in to all the residents, but we haven't done a rate structure yet. And we were hoping maybe with the asset management figures that we could then add that figure in, or, what they call it, depreciation or whatever, into the plan so that our rate structure will encompass that.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, so have you started with any of the pieces of it? And I'm going to take a step back. Have you all been able to review guidance 26, which outlines the forgiveness?
I have not.
And Mike and I haven't either.
Oh, okay. I had I know I had emailed it to people whose email addresses I had, but I can definitely send that again too.
Yes, I would like to review that. So nothing that's been done on the asset management thing?
Joshua, I can just screen share guidance document 26. I know you guys budgeted a finite amount of time here. I'll just give you a quick update here. So basically, when you get into guidance document 26, that outlines, I believe there's nine steps to this asset management program. I believe the first one, it's this level of service agreement. I think this might have been your last meeting. You had some of these level of service goals shown to you. If not, we can regroup at a later date. That's really sort of like what Mike just said, about learning more about the system. That's sort of what one of those goals is, and there's a few others. You may recall that it was sort of it's not super exciting. When you get into guidance document 26 a little further, you'll see there's basically 3 or 4 more components. It's the asset inventory and condition assessment, mapping, life cycle cost analysis, risk assessment, and identification of priority assets. That's where, as has already been said, we're looking at lifespan of the assets. What does it cost? And which are the ones that are more likely to be a headache in the future and sort of deserve a
I
focus.
think I do remember that, Mike. Is it the one that had, it's the DC certification page where it had 6 steps on it?
Yeah, and so basically, like I said, that first item, that level of service agreement. So if you need me to resend that at some point, that is really just the water system setting out a couple of goals they want. It's not super technical. Mostly we just want to make sure that gets in front of the board, because it is sort of a big picture look at what does the system want to do over the next couple of years. But again, that's just, we just don't want to finalize anything until the town's had a nice chance to look at it. Those next 3 items, we're working on those. We were out a few weeks ago in town working on this asset inventory. So that work is underway, and then typically at that point, once we've inventoried these assets and developed, come up with some costs and estimated lifespans and that stuff, then we'll typically stop and get a draft back to the town so they can take a look at it and sort of see where that stuff stands, and then you get into the final stage, that's more of the planning component. And Joshua, you can let me know if you disagree with this. That's where you get into the funding strategies, which is where we talk a little bit about capital improvement planning.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where you get into the question of what sort of funds might you need in the future.
And
that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's the guidance 26 kind of spells out all the pieces of your asset management program. I will be sure to send that back out. I definitely have Denise's contact information. Steve, I'm not sure I have yours, but I'll ask her to pass it along to you. And then that's, yeah. And one thing to kind of note as you're working through this is like, none of it is ever set in stone. We always qualify it as a living document. You'll be, updating pieces as you move along. You can change things at any time. Where we don't hold you to anything. It's more of us guiding you to know more about your water system so you can make better decisions, which it sounds like you're already aware of, that's kind of the overall goal of the program.
Okay.
And you guys have started working on this behind the scenes because we have a timeline on this, right? John?
Yeah, this is underway.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay.
And yeah, I'll say like, I'm sure, Michael and A&E have their schedule set too. On our side of things, the schedule, like there's not really a timeline. I think you have like 5 years after the paperwork for the loan has been signed. So you have plenty of time to get everything encompassed. And on average, it's been taking about a year and a half for other systems to have their projects completed.
Okay.
And that's, yeah. And I'll be checking in periodically just to see how things are going, offer any guidance, see if there's any questions. And that's, has there been any questions or any issues that that have come up already as you're starting?
Okay. I'll try to be more versed in it. We put a lot of trust in our engineering firm to, keep us abreast of things. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to pass the buck, but
Yeah, that's all right. Do you
any other questions for Joshua? You guys have anything? No.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll get that stuff out. Thanks for having me come on, and I'll probably touch base back with you guys and maybe about sometime in the spring or so, and just see where the project's at and how things are going, et cetera.
Perfect.
All right.
What about the
Thank
rate?
you very much.
Now, Josh, are you going to speak to the rate structure or is Mike?
I would say that's for Michael. That's not me.
Okay.
Yeah, the rate structure's completely separate. It's actually kind of a convenient to work on that when we're doing the asset management plan. It doesn't have to be done that way, but it is sort of convenient. So for the rate structure, I know the town has been fairly eager now that you've got water meters to get an updated rate structure in place. We provided a proposal to update that rate structure.
Yep, the board had a copy of that. They hopefully they can make a motion to sign that tonight.
Okay, if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them, or if you want me to just go through our scope of services, it's pretty typical for most of the rate studies we do. It does include a ordinance review and update as well. That's just something we typically recommend doing if you haven't done so recently, especially now that you're looking at having meters. There's a couple of review meetings in there. Typically for this, we'll get a couple drafts to the town as it's being done. So we're not just going to hit you with a proposed rate structure right at the end. There'll be a few rounds of revisions here.
From what in reading your contract, and Mike and I have attended a couple of water rate structure classes, and you stated in here that you would provide 3 different scenarios of a rate structure.
Yeah, that was our thinking.
Yeah, and we're a town, we don't have a lot of water, I think, because they're all rock wells. So like most communities in Vermont, so a rate structure should address, what do I want to call it, where you don't use a lot of water. You want to be conservative in your water usage.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then, obviously, of course, making sure you're paying for the cost of operating. So I didn't read all the legal pages in the back. It's like, my goodness. But I was okay with the front of it.
Ask a question, Steve?
Yes.
So Mike, just to be clear, this scope of service, you're going to come back to the town with a couple, 3 different rate structures, right? That's what this signing of this agreement's going to do, right?
Yeah, we'll do. We said 2 or 3 rate structures. So yeah, we'll do, let's say, 3 rate structure alternatives. And then we've got two review meetings with town staff, and then a review meeting in front of the whole select board. Those are just to just go through the details. Then we did include time for one rate hearing as well.
Yeah, because we want the water board to be present at those as well, I'm sure.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's totally fine.
you're going to conduct the public hearings?
Yeah, we'll attend it and answer questions. That you have a little presentation to go through. And
Okay. And it also said in there that on our policy manual that you would update that
yeah, we'll update the water ordinance.
ordinance. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yep. So I'll make a motion that we sign this agreement with Aldrich and Elliott to develop our rate structure. The amount of this agreement is for $5,700. And it will commence, or it's said in here, as soon as we agree to it. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is something we can jump into this fall.
And it's also said in here that it would be done at 180 days.
Yeah, if that's the schedule that you're looking at here.
Okay, fine. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion's been seconded to award this contract to Aldrich and Elliott to develop our rate structure for $5,700. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Motion carries.
Yeah, I'll bring that out for you guys to sign after.
Yep. Thank you.
There's
Yeah,
somebody
great.
in the waiting room.
Thanks for your time, everyone, this evening. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Josh and Mike.
Thanks.
Yep. All right, moving on the agenda. Roadside mower, let's back to the water, sewer, solar panel. Do we have anything under sewer, Mike?
We're gonna wash the filters next week and pretty good. Ain't got nothing to report really.
Okay. And I haven't heard anything on the solar panels. I'll ask Jerry. He's
Everything looks like it's been working fine.
he looks out the back window, makes sure everything's going right.
Yeah. Everything looks like it's going the way it's supposed to.
Steve, there's somebody in the waiting room.
Oh, Sarah Denzel. There we go. Who's up next? Or you want to deal with?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Did Sarah come in?
Yeah,
Do you hear us?
I see her.
I asked to unmute, and then she'll be able to unmute herself. There, she should be on.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Sarah, you're on. Yes.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi there.
Just a brief thing, Mike. We'll deal with the roadside mower purchase right after Sarah. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. Good. So you're up, Sarah.
Okay. Sorry I wasn't able to attend the last meeting. It was the technical difficulty. I couldn't get into the Zoom for whatever reason. I know that you. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I did see where you. Had gotten an email where you had tried to join the meeting.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
And maybe I missed you not allowing you to come in. So I'd apologize there too. So.
That's okay. So it sounds like maybe you guys had some questions about the agreement that I can try to answer for you.
Well, I think I looked it over and it was on the billing and that you get $55 an hour with a minimum of $550.
Right.
So it's a 10-hour shot. Okay.
Right. With the hope that at least, there'd be 10 hours of work to sort of make it worth allocating staff time and stuff.
Yep. And it is for a total of 50 hours for the year.
Yeah, over the course of the year. And, I think that's really dependent on what needs to be done and what Mike and I prioritize. I don't think it needs to be the full 50 hours. I just set it to give it that room.
Okay, so it's
That makes
not that we are on the line for 50 hours. We have 50 hours available to us.
Right, it's up to 50 hours.
Perfect. And then the invoice for $1,100 at the execution of this contract includes 20 hours.
Yes,
Okay,
I was thinking that we could start out with that.
okay,
And, you know, a large part of that, Mike probably knows, there is a grant that's due December 18th. And so that would be the first that we would try to work on, is getting a grant proposal together for that application.
okay. So Mike, did you have any questions relative to this?
I think I'm good.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions?
Nope. I think she does a great job.
Yeah, she's really helped a lot. Mike has been real happy with what she's done.
It appears that we're all in favor of you, Sarah.
Great.
So I will make a motion that we approve this municipal services for effective water quality improvements contract for $1,100 to start the execution of it. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Motion's made and seconded. Any further discussion?
I'm good.
Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. We will sign the contract this evening.
Great. Okay, Mike, I will be in touch about this upcoming grant. We should definitely try to touch base probably before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right, back to the road commissioner's report. Do you want to
do
just,
the Name change before?
I beg your pardon?
Would you like to do the name change before, so Mr. Hunt doesn't have to wait?
Oh, the name change?
Oh, well, we can. Is that the 6924 guest, Mr. Hunt?
Yes, sir.
All right. So why don't we deal with that, and we can go to Mike. Can you hear us, Mr. Hunt?
Yes, I'm on.
Okay. We have some documents in front of us relative to the change of your road, and I believe that it's something that the select board, I mean, it's a private road, correct?
Correct.
And all we have to do is agree to the change, and it was 911 that wanted to do it.
9-1, it was some of the residents on the road and the owner of the road, who is Dave Lewis, initiated the process. 911 was advised us on it and agreed that to what we wanted to ask for as a name change.
Okay. So there was one document in my folder that from Father Roger Carbonell said that he wouldn't stop the name change, but he didn't see where it was real important to him. But
right,
is the majority of landowners on that road are in favor of this?
There are a total of 4 residents that have homes on the road. One is against the name change. The owner of the road, who has residents on the road, and myself are for the name change. And Roger Charbonneau has said that he's taken a neutral position. He's neither for nor against.
Okay. Okay. So I'll make a motion that we allow the name change on Eastman Road to what's the new name going to be?
North Lakewood Drive.
North Lakewood Drive. There we go. I see it at the bottom now.
I'll second it.
There's a motion's been made and seconded to allow the change of Eastman Road to North Lakewood Drive. Any further discussion?
Who's gonna notify 911 that the road has changed names?
I have to because I'm the 911 coordinator, so I'll have to coordinate with, the guy's name is Ty Hermanson. And
Okay,
then we'll issue new 911 addresses to all the people. He's actually done preliminary ones. And then what I'll do is I have to send letters to all the homeowners as well as the post office and 911 via a map.
do we have to purchase a new sign for the road as well? Or is that up to the town, the owners on the road?
That's a select board decision, I do believe.
Be private road. We don't pay for signs on private road, do we?
I don't know.
We did the first time, but we shouldn't now.
Okay.
Should be up to them.
I just asked a question about the purchase of the new sign, and I was told that originally, when the road goes in, the town buys the sign. If there's a change of the name, it is usually picked up by the landowners on the new road, change name. So, Mr. Hunt, your organization will have to purchase a new sign for the road.
Okay, we agree to that.
And you can talk to Mike Bayra, our road commissioner, and he can order the sign up for you. So you get it at the
Okay.
town expense.
Okay, good.
Good.
Okay,
Okay, motion's made and seconded. No further discussion.
no, I'm good.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Motion carries.
All right, thank you very much. I
You're welcome.
just wanted to say that Denise Nagel has been very helpful in this process, and wanted to let you know that we appreciate that.
Well, thank you. You're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting.
I'm actually on the road, pulled over to the side of the road listening, so I think I'll get on my way.
Okay. Drive safe.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Now, back to the road commissioner's report. Hi, Mike.
How we doing?
Good. We'll discuss your quotes on a new roadside mower. Where do we begin? Do we want new or used? I see there's a quote for 2 used ones.
Yeah, HP Fairfield just happened to have that used model. I don't. Used one we've had roughly 10 years. I think we paid $45,000 for it, and the repair bills have just become astronomical, and it's not very reliable anymore. Makes it hard to do a nice job when you're constantly working on it.
Okay. And I will agree. I've seen a lot of bills come through on the repairs of that roadside mower. And nobody wants to give us anything for a trade-in on it?
Champlain Valley originally was thinking they were going to make us a decent offer, but the price of their machine is quite a lot more than the others, and I would think we can sell it outright. It's a nice enough tractor that a farmer, I'm sure, would want it. I hear the town of, or maybe not the town of Jay, but Jeff Morris is the road commissioner of Jay. I hear he's interested in looking at it. But
Okay. Denise, a question for you. Money is in the roads budget for, I don't have a copy of the,
You have it in the equipment fund. By the time it comes in, we'll have the money in the equipment fund.
okay.
Between that and the restricted surplus, you have plenty of money.
Okay, okay. Perfect. So what do we want to do, guys?
What did Mike say he wanted? The new Massey was the one?
Your, Jerry's question to you, Mike, was.
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear him, so it's.
Oh, did you want the Massey Ferguson? Is that the better of the ones you quoted?
I'm not brand loyal at all. If the brand of the tractor does not matter, or the mower. The Massey comes from Pete's Equipment, which is based in Morrisville. We've never done business with them. They've been in business for a number of years. Hopefully their service will be high quality. HP Fairfield used to be based in Morrisville for us, but they are since closed that shop, and their next closest shop is Hopkinton, New Hampshire.
Cool.
What is that diamond mower? I've never heard of it. Is it a rugged mower?
Yeah, they've been renting them, you know, like they have them out as rentals. I know the town of Troy has rented that diamond on a John Deere before.
The others there I've heard of, but the diamond I don't remember
Yeah,
hearing.
I think HP Fairfield actually sold the diamond for a while, then they switched to Tiger. And
Okay.
it's one of the brands, but
It's
probably not as big as Alamo.
You're the one that's going to be using it. You need to let us know what you feel that, you know, the best thing is.
I like to have the local service. I wish Champlain Valley's number was a lot more reasonable, but you know, a mower, as long as it's functional and the tractor, the nicer, the more comfortable the operator is, the better job he's going to do because he's going to enjoy being in it. And I can't see that Massey not being, you know, I've stressed the seat has to be an articulating seat with air ride. That way the guy can turn and get himself situated and be comfortable.
Did any of those secondhand ones have that?
The John Deere is supposed to be, yes. That's just one secondhand machine that was on two different quotes because one was with an added head.
For me, it's your recommendation to us.
I would go with the Diamond just because it's based in Morrisville and the price, I think, is a pretty good quote.
So this mower comes off from the middle of the tractor,
Yes,
not off from the back of it.
I do not believe so, but I honestly haven't seen pictures.
No, it's got to come off the
3-point hitch.
middle because it has a real rear cradle boom like the one we have now.
Okay. Okay. And the other thing, Mike,
Yeah.
is on the factory authorized mount rear cradle boom. I mean, it says that the second item down, a 22-foot rear cradle boom includes boom mounting hardware, 4-spool valve, contract control, cable controls, transport lock, hydraulic actuator, auxiliary oil cooler pump and grill guard, Lexan safety glass, and wheel weights. And then it goes down here for factory authorized mount. I'm just curious why they wouldn't include that at the.
I'm just assuming that's just how the quote's broken down, that's a piece that they need.
Okay. I mean, it's $6,000 bracket. So if you could check on that.
Yep.
Okay. Other than that, that's the only question I had.
Yeah, we got the money and
And a roadside mower can look a lot better.
Yeah, we're looking at two different used ones.
Yeah.
Or a brand new one. Warranty come with the brand new one? Does the warranty come with the brand new one?
A warranty? I don't know.
Well, that would be one of the things it should.
I would think it would, certain amount of hours would come with the warranty, but.
I would assume on the tractor.
Yes.
I would assume the tractor, but I know most tractors today don't have much of a warranty, like 6 months.
When I bought mine, it had 2 years.
But
I
that
can
was,
look into it.
Yeah, as a homeowner, I mean, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
So we're going to check on the warranty. We're going to check on the rear cradle boom bracket or authorized mount. And these mowers don't void the warranty of the tractor, do they?
I can check on that also.
Okay, I didn't. All right, so I don't know, we got the money and have some questions.
If he absolutely needs one, I'd say go ahead and
Yeah.
purchase it.
make the motion to go for it.
Motion's been made to authorize Mike to proceed with this diamond mower with Pete's equipment. And
After checking on these things.
after checking on these things to his satisfaction.
To proceed with the what, Steve? What did you say? You made a motion to authorize Mike to proceed with what?
Buying this diamond mower and tractor from Pete's Equipment
Okay,
in Morrisville. And the price is, I mean, I don't have the calculator here, but it was, it states in here, it's
20,838.
Yeah.
Total price.
120,838.
And on the front cover page, he put in that there'd be a $3,500 discount.
Right. So it brings it down somewhere around 117,000. So
Based upon, of course, these other things. I think so. Total cost 117,838.
Yeah.
Of course, then they put freight in there $3,000.
yeah. I think you just spend that kind of money, you ship it yourself.
did you hear the discussion from us? We're just talking about the money. It goes 120,838, but then on the front says there's a 3,500. He can give you an additional discount of 3,500. So I'll make the motion. I think not to exceed the 120, or where you want to get it right down to the penny, or
Well, I think he needs to check on these other things. You know, you would ask him to check on these other things, like that
60.
rear cradle boom for the mowers.
Right.
And maybe that's just another thing that they put on there to haul both mowers. Well, we keep both mowers, one at the garage and one on the machine. So it's not like you got to carry them both with you, right?
No, I don't imagine that's what that's for, but
I don't know. But anyway, just check on that.
broke down the quote because you know they itemize like the 4-function joystick control. You know,
So when you talked to him, what was the total price?
what was the what price?
Total price.
The total price I come up with, same number you're looking at is 128.38, and then you knock off 3,500, and you got 117,338.
Well, if that's what it is, not to exceed 118.
That would work.
That's $100 and
There's no tax, in other words.
$70, $60 difference. That sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That works.
So Denise, our motion will show not to exceed 118,000.
right, I see that Jerry made the motion, but who seconded it?
I did.
Rick,
Okay, thank you.
And if you can get it for less than that, Mike, do what you can.
Yep, I will.
Perfect.
Maybe we work on the freight, $3,000 worth of freight.
all right, motion's made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Anything else under the road commissioner's report?
Getting ready for winter. Had a little taste. Working through some bugs. Working through a couple of new guys that are new to the town. So it's been challenging at times to try to accomplish things when I need to be around. You know, I've used the old man still grading some just because it's hard to turn them guys to have them do stuff when they don't know where stuff is or how we do things. So we're working through it. It's going pretty well. They're good guys. They're eager to work, and
It'll take time.
yeah, it's going pretty well. We got some work done in the pit. We had Pepin clear a little knob so we can screen some more winter sand out of there next year if we need it, and get ready. The crusher's coming in this week at the end of the week, hopefully, to crush our gravel for next summer. And well, we're getting ready for the snowfall.
All right. So, looks like you're gonna be ready to push snow.
Hopefully.
Thank you, Mike. Moving on, we need to appoint a tree warden. Do we have anybody, Denise, that's applied for the position?
Yes, Mike Bayrock.
Mike, can I see your face? I don't know if the road commissioner should be a tree warden. There might not be any trees left in town.
You might be right.
I'm just kidding. Trying to have a little fun here.
I don't
make-
think that gives him authority to go cut every tree on the roadside, but
I hope
We just bought him a new tree killer.
Don't cut any of my trees. Took me long enough to get them.
All right. Make a motion that we appoint Mike Bayraw as the new tree warden.
I'll second it. I don't
Rick-
want the job.
Rick Gosselin seconded it, Denise.
okay.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of appointing Mike as the new tree warden, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no? It's unanimous.
Good, we can find somebody to do it.
Yep. Thank you, Mike.
Yep. I will try to become educated on the ins and outs of being a tree warden.
What happened to the old tree warden?
Charlie Brown, he doesn't.
Oh, he moved out of town?
Yeah, but I don't know if he wants it. He's old enough now, but we can have someone from out of town as a tree warden. We did find that.
Yeah.
All right, moving on in the agenda is signing the orders. We've been doing that here as we're going along. Review and approve the bank statement and journal entries. I did sign the Buddhist and Steel Cemetery deeds while I was walking. So we've worked on that. Is there any unfinished new business?
I don't know if the others that are in attendance have anything.
Well, Deanne's the only one. I've asked her to unmute. I'll ask her again. Deanne, did you have any?
No, I'm all set.
Okay, very good.
Can we do anything about the rubbish down on the corner?
Yes, I believe Denise can speak to that.
What's that?
The rubbish on the corner down here?
Actually, my good friend Steve Edgerly could speak to that.
All right.
Oh,
Steve, could you enlighten us?
Yeah, I went and finally got hold of the owner of the building, and she says that these people live in that building, put stuff out there to give away for free, and then somebody took it and brought all this trash in. I do not believe that, but anyways, I got hold of her. We've been trying to get hold of her for the building on the other side of the street, which I went through with the state fire marshal, the state electrical inspector, and the state plumbing inspector.
Ooh.
And we went through that thing and then we went back again with the fire. I went back again with the fire marshal a week or so ago, and some of the stuff he told them that what they had to do wasn't done, and he gave them 2 hours to get it fixed, or he's going to fine them $1,000. So I guess it did get fixed. But anyways, so getting back to the other place, every time I call her, unless she's right there next to the phone, her mailbox is full, so you can't leave her a message. But last time I talked to her, she was going to have a rubbish man pick it up, and now it's her father has a trailer, and they're going to pick it up, but he's laid up, so she's going to do it as soon as she can. But I went to check it today to see if I could find any names in there and anything, and nothing there with names, just junk, house junk. So right now, like I told Denise, I talked to her this morning, and she said she'd try to get it out there as soon as she could. and it's on the sidewalk.
I know the kids have to go out
You
into the
can't
street.
get through there. You'd have to walk on the side of the road. There's an old tire. And then down by that fence where the playground used to be for the when they had the childcare thing there, there was like dozen tires down there, and the car that sits there in the parking lot, one of them's got a truck plate on it, and the registration's run out, and the other one's got a paper plate. So I don't know what's going on there, but
So can we push that?
anyways,
Can we push the debris back onto her property or not?
see, as far as the health officer, it's not a health issue.
Right.
It should be if it's an ordinance somewhere there where, you know, it's on this. I don't know who owns Denise. Who actually owns the sidewalk.
State of Vermont, I guess. We have to maintain it, but the state of Vermont has a right of way through there.
You think I should call them?
With the state.
Yeah, should
Why
I?
don't we give her till Monday or Tuesday and see if it isn't cleaned up.
And can we just hire somebody to come pick it up, clean it up, and send her the bill?
That's what
The
I
only
think.
problem you're
That's what
gonna
I would
have
do.
there is other people are going to
Sounds
want the
good.
same thing. You know what I mean?
I think we have to give her forewarning to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we should check with the state to see what their thing on it is.
Okay.
But the sidewalk is completely blocked.
Yep. And that's in the public's right away, and that needs to be cleared.
Yep.
Yep.
Can I say
So-
something? I'll tell on
Yeah.
this one.
Yes.
You know, I think you're making it way too complicated. Get a pickup truck. It's not that much stuff. Put it in there and bring it to the dump and get it over with and send her a bill. I mean, you know, all of this ordinance and, you know, it's way too much thinking. I mean, it looks like hell. It's no more than a pickup truck full. I mean, a half a pickup. Just get someone to pick it all up, bring it to a dump and, you know, pay. I know you have to pay and it's over. And it cleans the place up. you
Go
know?
ahead and pick it up if you want to.
Huh?
If you want to pick it up, go for it.
I don't have a pickup truck. Why don't you do it? You have a pickup
Not
truck?
me.
Hold on.
All right.
Well,
Let's
suit
not-
yourself. I had to build a 35-foot wall to block it out. I'm glad I did, though. I can't see it no more.
Okay.
Okay.
So we got a plan. We're going to send her a letter.
Give her some Monday.
Steve has said that she needed some time. We'll do that. We need to also send them a letter that if that isn't picked up, we will pick it up and send her a bill. And we should contact the state of Vermont. Mike, could you do that to find out what happens on a state highway when it's got trash in it? Does somebody come from the state to pick it up?
I will check with them.
Okay, thanks. Any other business?
I'm good.
Denise, do you have anything?
No.
Okay, Mike, do you have any?
I got one thing, actually.
Okay,
It's just an FYI for you guys. I had applied for a CARES grant due to COVID. Towns could apply for up to $5,000 to use for COVID-related things, improvements to your building, improvements to, like, a lot of towns are getting a laptop because they're going to Zoom now. And we applied and got that grant. We got the money last week.
oh, great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, if there's no other business, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Executive session, do we need one? There's another page.
Oh, it's on the back, executive session.
Don't have any.
Wait, I don't have any.
I don't have
No, no.
Make the motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded to adjourn at 6:53, according to Denise clock, 6:55 on the telephone. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. We're out of here. Everybody, thank you for attending. We'll see you next month.
How do I get out of here?
Yeah, oh, pickup truck. Said you want, you heard what I said? You wanna go?
I just knew you have to end the meeting in there.
So you're all ready for camp?
I can leave.
Yep. Actually,
Oh, I got it.